Some folks are whispering that LeBron James might be hitting that point where the game starts hitting back harder than ever before. His last 6 games tell a wild story, under 17 points a night, 8.7 assists, and 7.5 boards. On paper, that doesn't look terrible, but once you peep the percentages, the picture gets real shaky. The man is shooting under 40% from the field and dipping below 10% from deep, and he hasn't knocked down a single 3 in his last 24 attempts. That's the kind of cold streak nobody expected from him. And when you look at plays like that air ball against the Timberwolves, it hits different.
LeBron asked JJ if there was kind of some element to the basketball gods there in those final seconds, streak and all that, but you got a better pass. Rui's open in the corner. He ends up hitting the shot. Can you just take us through that sequence and how it results?
Just playing the game the right way. You always make the right play. That's just been my MO. That's how I was taught the game. I've done that my whole career. There's not even 1 second guessing that. Once they doubled AR and the ball got swung to me, I know it's a numbers game. We got a 4-on-3 advantage, and I was just trying to put the ball on time, on target, and right in Rui's socket, in his shot pocket, and he knocked it down.
So you get the stop on the other end, no timeout, but Rui said in the walk-off that you communicated to him at some point. I don't know if you said, hey, I'm going to get you or get you the ball, or you get to it. What did you communicate? How did you do it in that amount of time with no timeout, no stop?
I wanted to put him in a payoff spot. I looked over at their bench, and obviously we didn't want to call timeout. We had a good flow. AR been cooking all night, and I started seeing our coach kind of, telling Scotty Barnes to possibly double. So I wanted to keep Rui on the same side to be my payoff spot.
I'm not saying LeBron suddenly fell off overnight, nothing like that, but playing this many minutes this deep into his career might finally be catching up with him. Even his own coach hinted at it, saying they're watching his workload carefully.
We are measuring the players. We can tell if a guy's running hot. I don't know if that's in the best interest of him and us if he does that. If he's feeling well, he should play, but we obviously manage that as best we can.
It's wild how people still hold LeBron to a higher standard than almost any athlete alive, especially with him hitting 40 this year. Yet right now, he's stuck in one of the roughest patches we've ever seen from him. And it's only natural for fans to start wondering what comes next. In sports, there are moments where everything freezes for a second. The noise, the crowd, the lights, all of it fades, and you realize you're watching history twist in real time. That's what it felt like when a player who's outrun age, pressure, logic, and gravity suddenly ran into the only rival no legend has ever escaped: time itself.
Oh, wow. But yeah, homie went outside, man. He had to put it on the Instagram stories. Like that's the thing about coming back. I talked about this in the context of LeBron, which is a different case, but once you decide to come back at this age, every year, the odds of you going outside get higher and higher and higher. And like LeBron hanging out at the end of that game to try to make sure he got his double digits. Ooh, that wasn't going out happy.
On Thursday night in Toronto, inside an arena he's dominated for years, that moment finally showed up. The streak was gone. The myth took a hit. The king looked mortal. After almost 20 years of dropping at least 10 points every single game, he walked off with just 8. But the wild part? What made the night memorable wasn't what LeBron lost. It was how he let it go. The Lakers still walked out with a 123-120 win thanks to a last-second dagger from Rui Hachimura. And on the possession where he could have forced a bucket just to keep the streak alive, LeBron didn't go hunting for glory. He didn't bully his way into the paint, didn't force a pull-up, didn't lean into the crowd noise begging for one more shot. Instead, he made the decision that has defined his game for 23 years. He passed the rock. That streak ran for 1,297 straight games, starting all the way back on January 5th, 2007, when the world looked nothing like it does now. Before super teams, before rule changes reshaped the league, before 2 lockouts, before entire movie universes came and went. It outlasted eras, outlasted legends, and even outlasted whole franchises' win totals. It was wild. It was iconic. It felt effortless, even though it really wasn't. But on that Thursday night, the math changed. The streak wasn't the priority, the win was. And with one simple pass, LeBron reminded everyone who he's always been. A guy who plays the game his way, even when history is on the line. The King finally looked his age out there, and for the first time, he let that historic streak slip right through his fingers. The numbers already exposed what the headlines would scream later. 4 for 17 shooting, just 8 points, 11 dimes, 4 blocks, and long stretches where he looked stuck in place instead of exploding past defenders.
This is one of the top 4 players in the history of basketball. I believe top 2. And I believe last night was a perfect example as of why that is. He's only been back for 6 games from the sciatica.
Yeah.
Clearly, he's not 100%. He's only averaging about 14 a game, shooting about 41% from the field, 26% from three-point range. Who cares? The bottom line is that it's not an aberration what he's done. What LeBron James did last night is what he's typically done throughout his career. Remember, he came into the league. Even as great as he was, nobody was looking at him as some straight bona fide scorer like an MJ or Kobe. He was mentioned in the same breath as somebody like Magic because he was willing to make the right play. And last night, that was the right play. Give a damn about double-digit scoring or whatever. He could do that in his sleep. He made the right play, hit Hachimura in the corner. They win the game. The Lakers are a top 2 seed in the Western Conference. And the other thing that it shows, because Austin Reeves is averaging 29 a game.
Yeah.
Averaging 29 a game on better than 50% shooting. I mean, this is something to behold. And you know Luka doing his thing, averaging 35. The Lakers are a top 2 seed in the Western Conference right now and putting everybody on notice that they're going to have some say. Now, it ain't going to happen against OKC. That's when the walls close in and reality comes setting in. But against anybody else, the Lakers can do it. They can get to the Western Conference Finals. And it's because of plays like that, because you got LeBron James showing that he's willing to do what it takes to win, because winning is the priority.
The fearless driver who used to tear through triple teams got replaced, at least for one night, by a version of LeBron that felt human for a change. His jumper kept falling short, he struggled turning the corner, and even at the top of the key, he looked unsure, almost second-guessing the whole possession. Meanwhile, Austin Reeves was going crazy with a 44-point performance, carrying the scoring like his life depended on it. This wasn't the LeBron who used to break teams just by showing up. This was a legend in year 23, coming off early season sciatica and back problems, turning 41 in a few weeks, looking more like a mastermind running the orchestra than a wrecking ball knocking down walls. And honestly, the warning signs were popping up long before tip-off. He had barely squeezed his way to 10 points the game before, and earlier this season he didn't even get on the board until deep into the third quarter. So when the Lakers checked him back in with 5:23 left in Toronto, it felt like everything was on the line. The game and the legacy in the same breath. He bricked a mid-range jumper with 1 minute left, the shot that would have kept the streak alive. That was his last real chance. And then, with just seconds left, a moment straight out of a movie, the kind of setup that usually turns into a redemption highlight. He didn't shoot, he passed exactly the way he's always played the game. And just like that, the streak floated away as Rui Hachimura's 3 splashed through the net. When the buzzer hit, LeBron threw up his arms celebrating the win. Not the numbers, not the spotlight, just the victory. And when reporters asked what thoughts he had about the streak ending, he didn't even blink before saying, "None. We won." That answer felt poetic, almost like a movie scene, because LeBron James might be the NBA's all-time scoring king, but he never lived like a guy obsessed with his point total. He never bought into the old-school Jordan-era idea that being the alpha meant forcing the dramatic shot every time. He's always chosen the right play, even when the world begged him to be theatrical. Stat sheets never outranked winning for him. So his streak ending with a game-winning assist wasn't just fitting, it was the most LeBron thing ever. Even coach JJ Redick said afterward that the basketball gods reward players who do it the right way, and you could feel that truth in the air. For 20 years, LeBron pushed back against time with a stubbornness nobody has matched. Kareem aged smooth, Kobe aged fearless, Duncan aged quiet, but LeBron aged slow, almost unnatural, like time kept bouncing off him. But Thursday night? Yeah, it felt different. It felt like the moment everyone hoped would never come, the moment ESPN's Brian Windhorst, the guy who's followed LeBron since he was 16, finally had to say out loud, "We haven't really seen this from LeBron." He said this was the first time LeBron has looked this old night after night, and the numbers aren't arguing with him. Through 6 games, he's averaging just 14 points on 41.3% shooting, both the lowest marks of his entire career. And the injuries stacking up tell their own story. Sciatica on one side, arthritis in the foot on the other, back trouble, and that non-stop soreness from carrying teams through deep playoff runs for 2 decades. History shows legends don't slowly drift downward. They hit a cliff, and when you're getting close, you don't hear it coming. You feel it. And Thursday night felt like that first cold breeze from the edge. But this isn't some farewell speech for LeBron James. Not even close. He's still gonna drop 30 on somebody. He's still gonna bully mismatches. He's still gonna control the game like a chess master who already knows your next move. And he'll probably start a brand new double-digit scoring streak in the next matchup. Still, that doesn't change the truth creeping into view. The clock he's been dodging for 20 years is starting to flash on the screen. His contract ends after this season. His injuries are stacking up. His role is shifting from the engine to the elder statesman, the one guiding the younger guys instead of carrying everything himself. And for the first time, LeBron looks like he can see that finish line waiting somewhere in the distance. Not today, not tomorrow, but out there. People compare him to Kareem, Kobe, Shaq, giants who eventually had to bow to time too. But LeBron's legacy isn't slipping away. It's already locked in. This is the same man who said he would never shut up and dribble, yet critics accuse him of softening his stance for business moves overseas. His career has always lived in the middle of debate off the court, but on the court, the greatness was never up for argument. 4 championships, 10 finals appearances, including 8 in a row, the all-time scoring king. One of the best passers ever, one of the most dangerous playoff players the league has ever seen. A dude who could impact scoring, defense, rebounds, and playmaking all in the same night like it was nothing. And Thursday in Toronto, he added something new to his story, a reminder that even legends feel the weight of time. Old LeBron could have forced that last shot, but the man we saw understood the moment differently. He had every chance to take that shot himself. He could have waved off the open man, gone straight into hero mode, kept the streak alive, and locked in another headline built around his name. 1 pull-up, 1 drive, 1 fadeaway. That's all it would have taken for LeBron to rewrite the whole night. But instead, he made the decision that has defined his game for over 2 decades. He trusted his teammate and delivered a cold pinpoint pass to the corner. That kickout wasn't accidental. It was clinical, calm, and flat-out unselfish, the kind of red only a veteran with legendary IQ makes under pressure. And with that one pass, he handed the moment to Rui Hachimura, who stepped up and buried the shot that sealed the win. Suddenly, Rui was the hero of the night, and LeBron didn't even blink. He wanted it that way. Jake LaVia couldn't have said it better when he told reporters, "He's such an unselfish player. That's just who he is." And honestly, that line hits deeper than people realize. Maybe that's exactly why the streak lasted as long as it did, because LeBron was never obsessed with protecting it. And maybe that's why its ending felt strangely perfect, because when the pressure peaked, LeBron didn't chase numbers, didn't chase narrative, he chased the win. The streak is gone. The king is aging, but his greatness, it's standing taller than ever. Even at 40, even after 1,297 straight double-digit games. Even on a night where his shot completely dipped on him, LeBron still made the smartest play on the floor. And like always, the basketball gods showed love to the one guy who plays the game the right way. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.